I'm with my biological father, Tucker. It was a great show, Tucker. He actually kind of claimed me, so I just want to say thank you.
I'd be happy to claim you, but I've dated my wife longer than you've been alive, so it would implicate me if I admitted it.
And you know what's funny? My dad is my best friend, so he's going to hate that I was joking anyway.
Sorry about that.
See, I consider myself, I have a show called The Conspiracy Castle, and the term conspiracy theorist was created after the JFK assassination to demonize people looking into the official story. That's a fact. That's where it came out of.
Really?
For the CIA. They created.
I mean, I grew up in a world where, and speaking for myself, I actually believe that conspiracy theories were the way that dumb, uninformed people explained a complex world.
Yeah.
If you couldn't understand what was actually happening, you resorted to a conspiracy theory, and that was a mark of a low IQ.
Of course.
Now, I always think this, the more informed, the smarter the person, the more likely they are to be connecting the dots that you're connecting.
And I said, since you're the first openly gay mayor of Dallas, that would be, really popular. Well, he's not. He's married to a wife. And I noticed that he was visibly, you could just tell his whole demeanor changed when I said that in the meeting. I mean, he just changed. He went from normal to what? I mean, I got his demonic. That actually was, Tucker, satanic and demonic. Just the parents letting their kids be in a bar with a huge sign that says it's not going to lick itself. There was nothing okay about that. And we're in an undisclosed location. I'll never give it. But now that I have the address, he needs to worry about me. I'm moving. But what I'm trying to say is I'm a crazy cat lady.
But weird that you're single.
Yeah, I know. Shut up, Tucker. Do not troll me. Okay, I'm not going to be trolled by my own dad. I saw another district now is providing litter boxes for a student that identifies as a cat, and my daughter Lily identifies as a lizard, and everybody's getting so mad because I want to put a terrarium in the classroom.
Alex Stein, who is all of a sudden out of nowhere, showed up at a lot of meetings like that around the country. He's the host of Conspiracy Castle with Primetime 99, Alex Stein. And we are honored to have him in our studio right now. Alex Stein, it's great to see you.
Well, listen, I have to say this, Tucker. This is my first Father's Day I got to spend with my biological father. So we have to start off the podcast. We have to start off the show. I got it here. I just want to say I got you. This is our first, for the people at home, this is our Father's Day card for you, And I know he won't claim me, which is fine because I'm a very controversial figure, but, just the fact that you're my father.
I'd be delighted to claim you as my own, but as we discussed earlier with my wife present, I have been with my wife longer than you've been alive, so your arrival as my biological son.
He's not really my dad, but I'm just trying to use it as clout. Please forgive me. I need it. I got to do whatever I can.
I'm the luckiest boy in the world because I get to call you dad. Love, Alex. Well, thank you, Alex Stein. I would be honored to have you as my fifth child, but I'm still honored to have you here.
Yes. But I know the other weekend I went viral going to a drag queen story time for children at a bar. I don't know if you saw
this. Yes, you did.
Yeah. The saying is, they knew exactly who I was, and so immediately they were going to excommunicate me, try to get me out of there. But there's people that went inside, Tucker, and this is what's so gross. Listen, you want to have all your drag brunches, go ahead and do that. But this one was targeted towards children, where they are inside simulating the strip club, having the drag queens tipped by the children with money, and there's kids in there with their handheld video games. The moms are grabbing the video games saying, look at the drag queen. And so it's just this weird sexualization of children that's not okay, because when I was a kid, full stop, we had a Playboy magazine that we would borrow from each other. Now with the internet, you can just type in sex, right? And so these kids are overly sexualized. And that's what's happening. Like we talk about the target of the competitive, their athletics are getting, beaten by biological boys. And now these people are over-sexualized by parents that don't care about them, that are actually using their kids for like TikTok likes or social media clout to show that their kids transitioning. So that event in Dallas, and we say in the conservative world everything's Satan and satanic and demonic, that actually was, Tucker, satanic and demonic. Just the parents letting their kids be in a bar with a huge sign that says it's not going to lick itself. There was nothing okay about that. If it was the other way around and these were at a heterosexual strip club and people were doing it, the left would go crazy. So it's just absolutely...
Well, you would go crazy too, because it's wrong.
Duh. I mean, it's just not okay for kids to be sexualized like this.
Completely. So you famously went to a school board meeting, I believe in Texas, and demanded like a pretty simple, obvious, low lift request that they join the Ukrainian
Foreign Legion.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have that tape, Alex Stein?
This is your favorite one. This is the one I always talk about. They're like
Recruiting for Zelensky in a city council meeting. Here he is.
I'm a sergeant in the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, and I'm here today to recruit some of you to go fight in the war in World War III. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but what's happening right now is an absolute nightmare. If even just one of you were to consider joining, it could change the whole landscape of the war. You guys don't realize the power that you have as a council member. If one member decides to stand up and do what is right and fight for this man right here, Vladimir Zelensky, you can make the difference, officer. You can make the difference, lady on a laptop. You can make the difference, guy over there.
I mean, you look at the 20-year war in the Middle East, and they said we had these weapons of mass destruction. We didn't have one weapon of mass destruction, right? So the government can lie to us, and they can actually get us involved in these wars that don't benefit us. Yet the border between Texas and Mexico, I'm telling you, Tucker, is a mess. And you talk about this all the time with the drugs, the fentanyl epidemic. You talk about the sex trafficking. You talk about all the poor kids that are being, basically bought and sold literally into a trade that's happening at our border. And all the mainstream media will do is post a Ukrainian flag and talk about the border between Ukraine and Russia. So that's the mockery that we're having, is that we have issues right here, American problems, yet all of our time and focus goes into a place that every conservative journalist that I know that have gone to Ukraine, in America you'll see a Ukrainian flag everywhere, but there's not one picture of an American flag hung up in the Ukraine. So we went out to call him out, and you famously said, I mean, it's the term that we all know, we call him Eye Patch McCain because he's like John McCain. I mean, he's going to sell us out.
Eye Patch McCain! Hey, Eye Patch McCain! Look at Eye Patch McCain right here! You're a rhino, you're a globalist! You're a globalist rhino! You're a globalist rhino! Kid, you're a globalist rhino! Eye Patch McCain! Eye Patch McCain!
Dan Crenshaw is making fake allegations, false allegations against you.
Oh, yeah, they said that they were assaulted and that all this stuff.
How can you assault a Navy SEAL war hero? He's the toughest man in the world. He shot his campaign commercial was him bailed out of an airplane to kill
well, that was all
fascists or something.
But Tucker, you say that, and then have you seen how the left-wing media is coming into his support? I mean, I think Jake Tapper was on his side. I mean, obviously Adam Kinzinger's on his side. I mean, he's a Republican, whatever. But that should show you that if Dan Crenshaw is being protected by the left-wing media, it shows you whose side he's really on.
I say that's fair. I think that's an astute observation, Alex Stein. But what he's claiming that you assaulted him?
Yeah, he said that I assaulted him and he never got touched. And it's funny because when I posted the video, not 10 minutes after it, Mediaite, which is a left-wing, rag, whatever you want to call it, they had already written an article with all these false allegations. They even said people got arrested. None of that was true. I mean, all provably false. But
wait, Mediaite wrote something false?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody reads Mediaite who's not a cable news producer.
No, and I don't think Tucker, Mediaite has no. I mean, you look at their Twitter. This story went viral, but if you go to their Twitter, I mean, they get 2 likes, 4 likes on their stuff.
That's
I mean,
ludicrous.
It's just saying they have no engagement. They have no real audience. I guess just one. If they get 1 blue check mark on the left wing to share it, maybe the story will go viral. But this is that it's always lies, and it's spin, and that's just how the mainstream media works.
Crenshaw is a sitting member of Congress. It's just funny that they're claiming something that's that the video proves is untrue.
Yeah, but they're desperate for clicks. They need clicks. You know this. These people are scum. I mean, I don't know any other way to really call them out. It's like these people will literally lie in order to spread their narrative. I mean... The whole entire world is so nonsensical now, and we have people like Leah Thomas, who swam on the men's team at the University of Pennsylvania for 3 years, ranked 457th, then gets to take some hormone blockers, and then get to swim against the women and win multiple NCAA championships. And the media cheerleads this like this is some great thing for sports.
Leah Thomas swam for 3 years as a man?
Are you serious, Tucker?
I didn't realize it was 3 full years.
3 full years, yes. 3 years and was ranked 457th. And so this is the upside down world we live in. where people are putting these people on a pedestal in order to mock us, because the other 17 competitors that made it to the NCAA championship, all those girls, they spent, all their free time to get a scholarship to get there, and then to lose to Leah Thomas. For me, that makes me feel, as a person that loves sports, and I'm sure you love sports, that's what American culture is, on sports and competition. That doesn't seem fair. And the media...
It's cheating.
It's cheating. I know. And the media says, oh, well, this is good. This is social justice. Well, this social justice is not fair, and that's why we got to call it out.
So you alluded to it, so I do want to show, and this is not pornographic, I want to assure our viewers ahead of time.
A little bit.
I want to show you in a women's bathing suit at a council meeting. Here you are.
That's the problem, is I come here and I'm still a victim of transphobia. Yet we have champions like my girl Leah, my sister, and she gets to win, but I don't. Why not? That's what I'm asking you. Why not? Why can't I swim against the ladies? Why are we having a transphobic world where I just want to compete against the ladies? Why are you saying that I'm not a biological woman? Clearly, I look like a biological woman. I mean, come on, it's been hours tucking this thing in. Give me a break. I should be able to swim.
Did any council member in Plano apologize to you for transphobia?
No, but they should have. But that's what I need to do. And my comedic hero is a guy named Andy Kaufman. I'm sure you're familiar with him. But what he did was so, I think, effective is he mixed the line of reality and fiction. He blurred it. So you didn't know, is this guy being real? Like what he did with his wrestling women.
It was so dry. Even after his death, it's unclear what exactly is real.
100%. And that's kind of part of the joke is like, listen, you can sit here and make people laugh. That's great. Do the setup, punch. But sometimes I kind of want them to be in on the joke. Like I kind of want to trick them because then I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, they believe that's real. And then I can sit and I can get in my car, drive from the meeting, and I'm laughing that they thought it was real.
One thing I like about you, admire about you, is that you've gone and confronted people who can fight back, who are smart. As a perfect example, you took the Ukraine question to Ted Cruz, who is nothing if not smart, and certainly eloquent. He's a lot more articulate than I am, that's for sure.
False, but go ahead.
No, he is. He's very.
He's
talk about silver tongue. He's a good speaker. And here was the exchange. It's interesting.
Because you're a globalist, you do more for Ukraine than you do for America. You know that? Remember how Trump made fun of your wife and then you go become best friends with Trump? I know, but why do you do that? You go become best friends with Trump after he makes fun of you and your wife. Why do you do that?
I understand you don't want to defend Texas and you don't want to...
No, see, I do love America. See, you don't. You care more about the border between Ukraine and Russia than you care about the border between Texas and Mexico. Why is that? Why do you care about that?
God bless you.
I know, but why are you a globalist?
Damn. Boy, that went right to the bone. But I thought it was so interesting that you led with Trump humiliated your wife, but then you sucked up to him. Why did you start? Tell me about that.
Well, okay, so that whole interaction. The reason why I brought up that is because I just kind of want to show how big of a hypocrite he was. Because it's like I don't think Trump went after anybody as hard as he went after Cruz. I mean, he went after a lot of people, and Trump doubles down. But just the fact that he carries the water.
Trump called Ted Cruz's wife ugly.
Yes. And he said his dad murdered JFK.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, I'll defend Tucker, my dad, to the heart. You don't ever say that about my dad. That's a fact. But what I'm saying is, but the reason why I brought that up.
I totally forgot he said Rafael Cruz killed Kennedy.
Yeah, he said that as well.
Was that? So my view of Trump was always the more outlandish the claim, the more likely it was to be true. Do you think Ted Cruz's dad really killed Kennedy?
I don't know. I don't believe that. Wait, But you make a good point. You started off by saying, Alex, you go after people that could do stuff. Well, that's a little bit why I am fearless. I'm a guy that suffers from toxoplasmosis because I have so many cats. That's a parasite in the fecal matter from cleaning it, and it actually.
How many cats do you have?
I have 5. I have Dusty, Angus, Pumpkin, Kyle, and Skybear. But listen, this is why I have the cats.
You have 5 cats in the house?
Yes, because I got my mom's cats when she passed away, so that's why I have so many.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, but I'm a cat rescuer, and I have a dog, and I have a turtle. But what I'm trying to say is I'm a crazy cat lady.
But weird that you're single.
Yeah, I know. Shut up, Tucker. Do not troll me, okay? I'm not going to be trolled by my own dad. This is my point being is I'm very close to my dad. My mom recently passed away. I'm saying, I got nothing to lose, Tucker. You have a family. You have something to lose. I don't. So that's why I'm going to continue to go after the establishment. That's why I'm not afraid of Dan Crenshaw. That's why I'm not afraid of Ted Cruz. That's why I'm going to call them out, because even if they do, Crenshaw gave me false allegations, this and that. My dad's in bail bondsman, so they put me in jail. He's
Your dad's a bail bondsman?
Yes, he's one of the biggest. Not anymore, but at one point he was one of the biggest bail bondsmen in Texas. So what I'm saying is I'm going to get out of jail. I'm going to be okay. I'm not afraid. These guys want to, like I said earlier, they want to keep us in the state of constant fear. I'm going to live fearless. I know from seeing my mom go that I'm even more motivated to realize that we have a very finite time here on earth. It's short. It's so short. It's just incredibly short. You never know when you're going to go out. So I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to call out hypocrisy. And people say, oh, well, you do it for clout. You do it for this. Well, listen, I have a platform and I have a voice where I'm not afraid to do this. There's other what's actually happening.
What are the chances QAnon was created by the feds?
Of course, 1,000%. Duh. I mean, it's obviously some sort of controlled opposition. And a lot of this stuff is because these people are so powerful. That's the thing is when we talk about conspiracies, we have a world of social engineers that can control the narrative. And that's why in the mainstream media, that's why you're so successful. That's why you're the #1 host, because you don't bow down to the people that are trying to control you, to the big pharma, to these multinational corporations.
So you're actually from the city where JFK was murdered.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, the Dealey Plaza right there. As a matter of fact, I'm suing our Dallas County judge, Judge Clay Jenkins. He's an idiot.
He's the worst.
He's the worst, yes. But you know where he does the commissioner's court? In the book depository where JFK.
No way.
Yes, that's where the courthouse is, in the book depository, and you know the bottom floor of it.
Alex, what are you doing?
What's up, boy? We're here with Tucker Carlson, okay?
All the Texas people are here. We're just talking about your genius. I just saw you somewhere the other day, and it reaffirmed my belief that you're going to be huge very soon, and you definitely deserve to be. Hope to meet you.